Hey, what's up everybody? Danny Lightning back with another War Robots video. So we're testing out drones on the test server, and we've got two new pilot modules. No, two new Titan modules. Pilot modules. Alright, I'm not really impressed with the Titan modules. So one Titan module. Alright, this thing gives your Titan more damage against other Titans, but not regular robots. So if you're fighting another Titan at level 1, the new module called the Cannibal reactor will give you 30%, what was like 29 or 30% more damage against another Titan, but it won't give you more damage against another robot. So I don't know, personally I'm not really that interested in that module. And then we've got another module for your Titans, which as soon as you start the battle, your Titan bar is already 25% full. So basically it just allows you to fill up your Titan built bar faster. Personally, I don't really see anybody using that module. I would not give up some of my damage or anything else just to be able to fill up my Titan bar just a little bit faster. Alright, personally I don't really like either of the new modules. They're not something I would use. Alright, hopefully everybody fills out the test server forms, plays the test server, tries it out. There's going to be a link in this video's description, alright, to take you to the test server so you can try this stuff out and tell them what you think, alright? Would you use these modules? Because I wouldn't. These aren't something I would put on my robots. Alright, I really wouldn't. Wow. But I really wouldn't put these on my own robots, alright? Now these drones, one of them I really disagree with. I can't tell which drone is which in battle right now. It doesn't actually say. All I know is I got a little drone attached to me and I have no idea what it's doing. But the one drone, I don't think I mentioned this, did I? If I did, you're going to hear it again. So the one drone gives you a freezing ability. See that? I'm freezing this guy with my ability right there. So it's just like cryos. This makes any weapon like cryos, except for it accumulates the freeze slower. Alright, so this drone, it doesn't matter if you have Avengers, it doesn't matter if you have Shredders. If you have the one drone attached to your robot, now you freeze everybody. Alright? All of your regular weapons freeze people. So basically, what's the point of having cryo weapons if a drone is just going to give you the same ability as your cryo weapons? Personally, I don't care for that. I don't approve of that. I don't like that. I don't think that's a good thing to add to the game. All the other drones in the game, all right, they say they heal you up, okay? So once you get down to like 30% hit points, the drone's going to give you like 30% of your hit points back, or you know, it might give you like 15,000 hit points back once you get down to a certain percentage of health. Or if you lose so much health within a 5-second period, bam, alright, it's gonna heal you up a little bit. So most of the drones on this test server are just for healing, but the one makes so your weapons freeze people just like cryos, and I don't agree with that one at all. I hope they don't go live with that particular drone. I like the idea of drones, but I would like to see them stay really nice and simple. You know, like originally said, oh, the drones might give you a shield, or the drones might give you a, you know, some repairing or a little bit of damage resistance, or make so other robots can't suppress you or something like that. All that kind of stuff I agree with, but I'm not a big fan of anything that's going to add freeze weapons or lockdown weapons or anything like that. Personally, I don't like that one bit. I don't really want to see that kind of thing happen with the drones. I really don't feel that we need more Titan modules, because the Titans are already these just big death bringers. They get on the battlefield, they mow everything down, they just destroy everything quickly. I mean, it's like the Grim Reaper just came to town and just beat you up with his sickle. You know what I mean? That's the way the Titans should stay. They should stay big, they should stay slow, they should stay tanky, and they should stay deadly, but they don't need a bunch of fancy things. They really don't. They're great the way they are. I feel like a lot of stuff is getting added to this game that's just making stuff feel like it's kind of over the top. There's a lot going on with the game now, and it's just getting a little bit complicated. I'm a little worried that some of the overcomplication might scare away new players. Like, somebody might start the game and just say, oh my gosh, pilots, drones, modules, this, that. When there's 1,000,001 things going on the game and a new player is just starting to play it, they very well could be like, oh my goodness, what do I do here? You know what I mean? A lot of people will just not play a game because they feel they can't figure it out at first. It's a little bit overcomplicated. We don't want to see too much going on in a game, honestly. I think that's kind of bad for the newer players. Personally, I don't feel that there's too much going on in this game, but adding the drones might take it there. And one thing I don't like the little drone like hanging around my side. That just seems a little distracting to me. I just feel that's very distracting. I don't like it hanging out there. But that's just me. Maybe some other people disagree. And so far, I can't really tell when these drones are doing anything to help me. The only one I can tell when it's working is the one that gives your weapons the extra freeze. Alright, so right now, this is just my opinion on the stuff I'm testing out today. I don't really care for any of it, honestly. The initial thing of drones sounded pretty cool when they're just going to keep them simple, but most of these drones feel pretty worthless, and then the one feels a little bit over the top. Alright, we don't want anything that's going to be over the top, in my opinion. We want something that's going to be helpful, but we don't want it to be like too helpful. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully the drones will not cost much resources, because players are already currently feeling like they just don't have enough resources for anything. And some players are actually being driven away right now by the cost of resources. That's something you guys should think a little bit about, Pix. Is the cost of things in this game is extremely high right now, and if you don't have a really overinflated, crazy sized wallet, a lot of players are having a really hard time. Why can't I move? Come on. A lot of players are having a really hard time feeling like, hey, I can't afford to play this game right now, and they're actually quitting. Unfortunately, a lot of my really loyal and long YouTube subscribers have quit playing the game. I've got a bunch of guys in my clan have quit, all because they feel like right now I can't afford to play this game. The gap between us and the pay to play players is just too much. So we really don't want to see things cost too much more, because I think that's bad for everybody. Alright, we don't want to drive players away from the game by the high prices. Alright, every game has to make a profit. You guys got to understand that. Things cost a lot of money. Alright, they got to pay the rent, they got to pay the electricity bills, they got to pay the employees, they got to do the research and development. All that's not cheap. That's all very expensive to do. Alright, so these games have to make profits, guys. These games do need to make money, okay? If you want this game to stay in business and you want this game to keep going, alright, you guys need to support your local games when you can. But one of the problems is a lot of people can't support the game if they want to right now, because the prices are a little bit... Some people just feel like everything in this game is currently unattainable, like pilot skills. Man, that's really a bummer in my opinion. I used to be able to afford to get a few pilot skills. Right now I feel like I cannot afford to get really any. The price just went up so high. Unfortunately, like, I got a lot of health problems. I got really bad muscle and nerve issues, and I'm on a very, very tight budget. I can afford to buy things like the operations or the VIP pass. Those are all things that are nicely priced. They're affordable. Everybody can get those things, but right now most people feel like they can't even afford to get pilot skills, which, you know, they just feel like the gap from the free to play and the pay to play players is huge right now, and everybody feels like they're just... A lot of people are just quitting because they feel like they can't afford to play this game, which is sad. I hate to see that happen, so that's just something to think about. I mean, I bet if you guys lower the prices, you would sell a lot more stuff. I mean, what's better, like a lot of sales at a smaller profit, or a whole bunch of sales, or a whole bunch of, like, all right, big sales at a huge amount of profit, but you only sell a few because most people can't afford it, or selling a whole bunch of things at a smaller profit. In the long run, I bet that would pull in more money because more people would be buying stuff. So that's just something to think about, Pix. I just hate to see people quitting the game because they feel like they can't afford the upgrade cost or anything. I mean, I constantly look in the daily deals and I see those big $99 chunks of silver. And I think, man, I would love to buy that. I would love to buy those all the time, but I just don't have the $99 to drop on those. I really don't. If those were like 30 bucks, man, I bet I would try and buy some of those somewhat often. I would get those anytime I got a chance, but right now I don't have the chance to buy them even once because I just can't drop $99 on the game. So I would just like to invite Pixonic to think about their current pricing, and maybe it would be better for your players if they were a little lower, and maybe you would sell more. Maybe you would even end up with higher profit if you sold more stuff at a lower price. I don't know. I don't sit in the office and I don't see how much money comes in from this or that. And I have no idea how much, what makes the company more money, but companies do need to make money to function, guys. You got to keep that into account. All right? You can't have a business out there that doesn't bring in money, okay? They wouldn't be able to afford to keep up the game if they didn't make money. So that's one thing you players do need to keep in the mind. They've got to make a profit to keep this game running. But it would be nice if things were just a little more affordable for your average Joe, because right now it feels like most things are. Really, it feels like the pay-to-win gap is getting bigger and bigger, and if you don't have a huge oversized wallet, there's not a lot you can get at the moment. All right, that's how I feel, at least, and I know a lot of my YouTube subscribers and clan members that have actually quit the game feel the exact same way. I mean, I love everything about this game except for some of the upgrade prices and stuff are a little bit too much for me, I'll tell you that. But this has got to be one of the best games that's ever come out on mobile, okay? Most games I play for 2 or 3 weeks, I quit playing. This game I've been playing for years. There's only like 3 or 4 games I've ever stuck with. Alright, this CR2 Racing, and there's a game I play called Crash of Cars, which is just a goofy little dumb time-killing game. Those are like 3 games I've been playing for between 3 and 6 years, I would say. 3 to 5 years, maybe. Best games out there, okay? Most games get really, really boring, but I'm telling you, I would buy a lot more stuff on this game if I could afford it. I would love to start buying a bunch of stuff, but I just can't afford most of it. But when stuff comes out in the daily deals, I'm all about it, man. I'm just like, oh, $5 weapon? Mine, Oh, a robot, I really want that robot. Oh, he's only $10? Yes, mine, But when I look in there and it's like $40 for a weapon or $40 for a robot, I say, man, I just can't do that even if I wanted to. Like, my budget is so small, no matter how much I wanted to make that happen, I can't. Alright? But I would love to. I would love to make that happen. I would love to support this game more, but unfortunately, I just don't have the money for the majority of the stuff. Now, I do try and buy the operations when I can. I do try and buy some of those daily deals that are a couple dollars, because those are about the only things I can really afford in this game right now. Yeah, I mean, if some of these things were cheaper, I would definitely buy a lot more stuff. That is for sure. So they blew me up. Alright, they blew me up. Love this game, guys. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to complain. I'm just trying to give Pixonic some views from, someone who doesn't have a lot of money to spend's view. That's how we feel about it. Personally, I feel that I can still, I can do fine without buying all that stuff, but it would be nice to at least get up, like, you know, I would love to have like a level 12 hangar at least where everything was level 12. And that's definitely not unattainable for a free-to-play or a cheap-to-play player. You guys can do that. It's just going to take a really long time. Now, like me, I'm constantly upgrading this, upgrading that. Like most people stick to 5 robots, they throw a set of weapons on them, and they don't change anything. They just keep going on those 5 robots. Me, I've got like, I don't know, 25 different robots on my hangar, several different sets of weapons that I'm constantly upgrading. So someone like me, it actually takes longer because I don't just stick with one thing and go for it. Me, I'm upgrading everything all the time, so that makes it harder for me. But for video making, for my YouTube channel, I've got a lot of stuff to show you guys, man. I can constantly switch my hangar around. I can show you guys this, I can show you guys that, and that's great. You guys would get bored if you saw me playing the same 5 robots every single day, I would imagine. So in a way, it's actually really good that I've done that, even though that was probably the worst way to go about it because I can't get my stuff up. I mean, by now I would probably have all Mark II weapons, all level 12 robots, yada yada yada. If I were to have just picked 5 really good robots and stuck with them, you know what I mean? Oh, I thought I had a hawk. Alright, I'm paying attention to talking, and I'm not even paying attention to playing the game right now. I'm just babbling away, guys. I'm just babbling away right now. But yeah, I mean, this is my favorite game. This and CSR2. I love them both. One's a drag racing car game, which that's not for everybody. I think a lot of you guys would probably get bored playing that game. Maybe you guys would love it. I don't know. I have a lot of fun playing it, but this and CSR2, best games out there. I don't care what anybody says. Both crazy, crazy, amazing games. Love them both to death. I can't afford to buy much on the CSR2 game either, so I have less money than your average person, I would say, due to my health issues. So for me, it's really hard to, you know, buy anything on a lot of these games. It's probably harder for me than your average person, but there's a lot of people out there in the same boat that I am, who are on crazy, crazy tight budgets. Yeah, I wish I could buy more stuff in this game. I just don't have the money. So maybe once my YouTube channels get a little bigger and start pulling in some real dough, maybe I'll be able to buy a few more things here and there. But right now, I gotta be very, very picky and choosy on anything I buy, not just game-wise, but in life in general. It's to the point where it's just like you really shouldn't be buying that if you don't absolutely need it right now. I mean, you know, I might be able to pull out $15 or $30 a month to spend on some games or something, but that's about it for me right now. Eventually I'll have a few more bucks to spend, and I'll be able to buy a few more things. I still won't be able to buy as much as I would like, even when it comes to that point. This is a pretty awesome setup on this guy right here. Yeah, I'm not trying to talk bad about the game or complain. I'm just trying to get a, I guess what you call a poor person's point of view. Alright, let's get this guy. Just something for people to think about, I guess. I am in no way trying to talk bad about the game. I'm just trying to explain to people that I personally, and I know a lot of other people, just can't afford to buy a lot of the things on this game. That's all. That's all I'm trying to say. Alright, this is a great game. I'm not trying to talk bad about the game at all. I love everything about it except for the fact that there's a lot of stuff I just can't afford. Besides that, this is the most amazing game out there. I just really don't want to see people driven away by the prices. One thing I always try and tell people though is you don't need the best of everything and all the stuff in order to play this game. I mean, get all your robots and weapons up to level 10. You know, get a pilot on each robot. Try and get 2 or 3 pilot skills. Just pick the really important ones. You know what I mean? You can do really, really well at this game still. Hopefully that never changes. Hopefully it doesn't get to the point where the gap between free to play and pay to play, or cheap to play and pay to play, is huge. Right now there's a pretty big gap, but I don't know. Matchmaking usually, all right, I know a lot of people always complain about matchmaking as well, but matchmaking usually puts me in a match with people who have similar type of stuff. Sometimes I do get in with the big players who have the best of everything, and they just mow me down. I don't stand a chance, but most of the time, the matchmaking puts me in a lobby with people that I can actually compete against. And, I mean, when I think about it that way, the stuff that I have is perfectly fine, alright? I don't need Mark II level 12 stuff. It would be nice. I would love to climb up in the ranks more, but I can still do just fine with what I have. Level 9, level 10, level 9 and 10 robots, and then weapons between level 10 and level 12 work great. They work great for me. Alright, I do have a pilot on each robot. Each robot only has a couple pilot skills. But I don't know. I mean, I don't really have a hard time playing this game most of the time. Yeah, I don't always do great. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But hopefully you guys get the point. Alright. Hopefully Pixonic doesn't hear this and think I'm complaining or trying to talk bad about him. I'm just trying to give a point of view from somebody without a lot of money. And honestly, I think if the prices were lower and they sold more stuff because of the lower prices. But then again, I don't know. Maybe if they lower the prices, people just aren't buying it. I'm not really sure. I don't see, that's the stuff I don't know. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes to really say. I really don't. I mean, they might need to charge the prices that they're charging. I don't know. I don't know. But either way, I can still have a lot of fun with this game, whether I buy the, you know, expensive stuff or not. Alright, there we go. Let's burn these guys up and get on out of here. Oh, there's somebody. Personally, I like the Redeemers a lot better than these flamethrowers. I'm just not into the flamethrowers, guys. I'm just not into the flamethrowers. Some people love these things. They're not for me. They're really good, really good weapons. They're just not, they don't fit my playing style, okay? Everybody's got a different playing style. Not everything in this game is for everybody. That's for sure. Some people are gonna love one thing and not like another. That's very understandable. Like, for example, some people think that Leech is like the ultimate robot in the game right now. Me, I don't enjoy playing the Leech. He's not a bad robot. I just don't, he's just not for me. Alright, for example, like, I still love my Lancelot. A lot of people say, oh, Lancelot sucks. And I'm just like, nah, man, Lancelot's amazing. One of the best robots in the game still that's not, like, new. He's got to be the best old robot in the game. I mean, he can tear some people up. You know what I mean? Lancelot's still super amazing. I don't care what anybody says. If you don't like Lancelot, I think you're crazy. But a lot of people probably think I'm crazy because I don't like the Leech. I think the Leech is an awesome robot. He's just not the robot for me. You know what I'm saying, guys? I forget exactly where I was going with that now. I had a point, but now I forget what I was babbling on about. So anyways, let me go ahead and move on over here. Move on over this way and kill this guy, or not. I've never been very good with the behemoth. I don't really know how to play this guy. There we go. That worked out, right? Is that what you do? You just wait for the Aljun to land in front of you and then you smash him up? Is that how you do it? Does that seem to work pretty well? Yep. This is definitely one of the best games out there. I thought that was an enemy burning me. Oh, it got me. Okay. So, there was my little rant and rave. You'll probably never hear me do another one of these again, but I don't want to sound like some sort of complainer or something. Cryos and rhymes are sweet, or glaciers and rhymes are a sweet setup. Alright, come on, move on up. He's got shotguns, so that's not great for me, but maybe I'm super lucky. Nope. Shotguns are stronger than the cryos at point blank. Let's leech this guy. Dang it. And I think he's gonna get me. Yep. Shotguns are crazy strong, guys. Shotguns are crazy strong. Look at this. I've seen that a few times now where someone dies and their weapons just keep firing. I always think that's hilarious. Yeah, Arthur's ability doesn't seem to work properly. I think I just saw a scorpion. Maybe. Hey, he just jumped twice. Alright, we got some guy riding me now. We got an Arthur rider here. That'd be cool if he could kind of like stay on your head. Look at him healing. That's crazy. He sure is healing really fast. I don't know how he's doing that. I think we got some sort of weird glitch. Maybe. He's still healing. Look at this. It's like that robot's impossible to kill. That took forever. That's abnormal. That was actually kind of fun trying to take him out. Like, I know that had to have been a glitch or something. It was probably a glitch. Alright, so that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and leave the battle, and I think I'm done for the day. Alright, I'm done testing out the test server. You guys got to hear exactly how I feel about these things. I'm not loving the drones, guys. The drones so far are just kind of eh. The new modules, don't really care about them, but yep. Catch you guys later, alright? See ya.